Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is the Out of the Blue Tarot, and today's reading is going to be all about what's next in your life. So you have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, we are going to be using the Mermaid Tarot, and this is what the back of your deck looks like. You can also choose by your crystals. Pile number 1, you have the Aventurine, and this is what your crystal looks like. For pile number 2, we are going to use the LlewellynTarot, and this is what the back of your deck looks like. And your crystal is the Agate. Pile number 3, we are going to use the Witchy Magic Tarot. And this is what the back of your deck looks like. And you have the Garnet. So here are the 3 piles. Take your time, use your intuition, and choose one of the piles. If you want, you have the timestamps below, and you can click on them. See you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Mermaid Tarot and the beautiful Aventurine. So before we get on with the tarot, I'm going to pick a couple of oracle cards to see what energies are coming towards you next. We have a couple of them. I'm going to start by choosing a couple of tea leaves. Okay, this one wants to come out. And this green one as well. I guess that's 2. And this one as well. So if you are curious concerning the oracle decks that I use, I have them linked down below in the description, so you can always check what oracle cards I'm using. Let's choose one from this deck. Let's go again. This one. Okay. One from this deck. That's it. I'm also using the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. Please realize that energies are feminine and are not gender related. So you feel free to identify with whatever you want, with whatever resonates the most. Realize also that this is a collective reading. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to put your tarot deck to the side. and let's have a look at the energies that are coming towards you. So out of the bat, we have Cordelia with the keyword go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Nice. You also have Lion's Mane with leadership, the number 18. You have release. You have the orphan. You also have shield. You need to defend yourself. You have arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. You have love. And you have bear. Danger, especially in money matters. Okay, let's have a quick look at your oracle cards. So let's start off with Cordelia and go outside. I do think that this card is very close tied to the release card. Look, the person is amidst a graveyard, clearly suffering, rain falling, but a new ray of sunshine bursting out of the clouds. So with this orphan card as well, I think that you might have gone through a grieving period in your life. You might have lost someone. It doesn't really need to be physically, not that somebody died particularly, but you have lost someone. And it was someone who was close to your heart. And you did have the necessity to protect yourself. And thus the lion's mane with this leadership statement, which goes perfectly with shield, the need to protect yourself and to defend yourself. Nonetheless, considering what was said previously, I think that your heart was burdened with some sort of grief. You felt as if you were stolen out of love. But in releasing that pain, in stepping out of your comfort zone, going outside, getting some fresh air is the right path to go in your life and maybe open up doors for new love. Right, let's get deeper into your reading and figure out what the tarot is telling us concerning these upcoming energies, these releasing energies of past grief. Please. Okay, let's have a look at your tarot cards now. So we start with the Six of Pentacles. You have the Strength card. You have the Judgment card. You have the Two of Swords. And you have the Fool. So let's start with these 5 cards and we will then continue your reading. So the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving. It's all about material success. It's all about being in the present moment. And as you see, the mermaids here, they are playing around and balancing these spheres amongst them. And the fairies are also here keeping the balance. And it's very beautiful because each of the spheres contains a pentacle. So it's all about giving and receiving. It's a very playful energy, but also a very generous energy as well. Right, then we have the Strength card. And the Strength card here is also very different from the other decks because there is a mermaid trying to release a whale stuck in a net. So she is bringing relief to this whale. It's a very beautiful card. It's all about courage and fortitude and instinct. And can you see the way that she touches the whale? It's very endearing. It's very beautiful. She's like soothing the whale before she releases her. It's a very beautiful card. Then you have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is all about ascending to a new plane, heeding a call. It's all about a new phase. And I do think that with this release and this Orphan card, you have been learning the lessons concerning the grief that you might have gone through. And so you are about to step outside and embrace a new stage of your life. With the Two of Swords, I think this might have been a difficult decision for you to let go of what didn't suit you. But the Two of Swords is all about self-regulation and balancing viewpoints or points of view, in the sense that sometimes we get stuck in a situation where we think, okay, but this is what I want because this is what I need, this is my heart, this is where my heart tells me to go. But then you stop and think about it, and you really come up to that point where your intellect takes lead and tells you, listen, this is not suiting you, you are getting nowhere in the situation, so you need to step forward and say yes or say no, be decisive, be precise. And so this self-regulation, I think, has to do with this management of strength, of this expectation of giving and receiving in a relationship that wasn't really going on, but from now on it will, because your strength has led you to better judgment. And the last card is a Fool, which is obviously a new start, a new beginning. And it's a carefree beginning. Look, in this card, the mermaid is coming to shore. She's embracing her new legs. She's stepping out of the water and she's arriving at a new adventure. And she looks so confident by doing so. And so will you, I think. You will feel very confident and very positive concerning this new beginning in your life. Let's carry on. So we have, how beautiful, the Two of Cups. Right next to the Love card. And underneath the Six of Pentacles, which is obviously the thing that you were expecting out of love, this giving and receiving, this perfect balance between both male and female energies. It's very beautiful. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is all about collecting the fruits of your labor. And I think you've been working very hard on yourself in order to release and in order to heal, taking the leadership of your own life, defending yourself against what doesn't suit you. And I think that right now, this Eight of Pentacles is representing precisely that you have started to go outside, to breathe new air, to embrace a new way of facing love with your strength, with your new judgment, with your self-regulation, starting out a new journey into a much more fulfilling relationship with yourself and others, but particularly with others. you're being much more attentive to detail. You're being very careful in the way you choose to present yourself to others. It's very interesting. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is all about sorrow, crying over spilled milk. It's also about disappointment. And I'm not saying that you will never relinquish this feeling, but it's present in your reading. I do think that what's coming next for you is a new way of facing this half-empty cup and trusting that your cup will be filled with new love, with new expectations, with nourishment. Yeah, Ten of Swords, sorry. Ten of Swords is a final ending. You're putting an ending to this chapter of your life where sorrow and disappointment were the matrix of your thoughts and feelings, and you're putting an ending to it. Tens are all about finishing a cycle. And in this sense, you are relinquishing the negative thoughts that were entrapping you and making you suffer. You are releasing in this sense. Ten of Swords in this case really represents the release card. Right. And last but not least, you have the Temperance card. Which is like cherry on top of the cake, because it really sums things up in the sense that it finishes the reading by telling you that everything is going to be balanced, everything is going to reach an equilibrium, a new way of being fulfilled, and the end of this sorrow, the end of this disappointment cycle. Who knows, you might even find new love. I just wanted to get another oracle card as a piece of advice. The Winds of Destiny. Moving with the wind to pursue greater possibilities. Yeah, definitely. You are moving into another step of the journey. You are relinquishing the old paths and you are embracing a new way of looking at love, self-love, love for others, love towards you, definitely. Heart of Valor. Deeply connected to the Lion's Mane card. Facing challenges and achieving greatness. Yeah, definitely here with the Two of Swords and the Strength card. And finally, Hourglass. Cherish every moment, for the unknown is approaching. Exactly, that's what I was just saying. You are definitely stepping out of a grieving period in your life. You were strong enough to elevate yourself, to transform yourself, to quarrel with your feelings and thoughts. and you were able to embrace a new balance by releasing the old thought patterns and the old grievings that were stopping you from going further. And you did that with tremendous valor, tremendous fortitude, with enormous strength. Beautiful message, my dear pal number one. So this was your reading. If you enjoyed your reading, please share, like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. It is a great way for supporting me, and I really hope I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, part 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the LlewellynTarot as well as the beautiful Agate. So, let's start by choosing, I'm going to put your tarot to the side, and let's start by choosing a couple of oracles. If you are interested in the oracles I'm using, you'll have the description down below. Let's start by choosing the energy that is coming towards you. That's that. This one as well. Oops. Sorry. Okay. And finally, let's choose some tea leaves for you. See this? Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Okay. So let's see what energies are coming towards you next. You have math with the keyword fairness and the following statement. This situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Maat being obviously the Egyptian goddess of justice, she used to weigh people's hearts against a feather in order to see if they were just or not. This obviously, Libra comes to mind. Obviously, it's a very justice card oriented goddess. But let's see what comes next. You have Amanita. With the following statement, conduit, beautiful mushrooms. You have prayer, solar plexus chakra. You also have the threshold, now let's have a look at your tea leaves. You have dog far away, with the following statement: a distant friend is thinking of you. Right. You also have cup. You should accept valid criticism. You have forest. Muddled, unclear thinking. You have the month of April. And finally, you have owl. Good advice from a wise person. Very interesting. So let's have a look at your oracle cards and start to think about what energies you are receiving next. So first of all, I do think that you needed to clear something out with a sense of fairness and justice. Something that might have been concerned with the conduct and also with the prayer card and the solar plexus chakra. I think that you needed to recoil yourself in order to better understand the situation. Sorry. But I do think that amidst this turmoil of thinking and figuring out what the best situation within this particular problem, there was a friend who acted as an advisor and tried to warn you maybe about certain things that you weren't figuring out because you have the muddle and clear thinking. So there was this friend who acted as a bell, so to speak, and told you that you needed to think in a much more fair way, in a fairer way, in the sense that the energy coming is a threshold, so you are on the brink of discovering something. But I think that this discovery particularly won't be just made by yourself. There will be this friend, this close friend to you who is also thinking about you. He might not be very present in your life, but there is someone who is validating this experience of yours and giving you good advice, although you might face it as criticism. But it's valid criticism, so you should pay attention to it, as you should pay attention to your inner guidance, to your higher self concerning this matter that is hindering your conduct and is baffling your way of thinking, maybe. So in order for you, as far as I'm seeing by your oracle cards, in order for you to gain clarity and act a bit more fair towards yourself and others in this particular situation, which I'm still not figuring out, you need to pay attention to what your higher self is telling you. And therefore, if you do listen to your higher self, you might go through this threshold and find that you are clearly on the path of doing the better and the fairer thing. Right, so let's have a look at your tarot now. In order to get clarification concerning this matter. My dear pile number 2, can I please have some clarification concerning the matter at hand? Oh, these are plenty. Okay, 1, 2, and then I'll take 4 more, please. Thank you. Okay, let's put the deck aside. We'll have a look at these later on. Let's start. So, you have the Strength card. You have the 6 of Swords. You have the 9 of Cups. Okay. You have the 3 of Pentacles. We have room for one more, I think we do. You have the 7 of Cups. Right. Let's have a look into your cards and figure out their meaning. So for starters, we do have the Strength card, which indicates obviously a great ability to overcome obstacles, great fortitude, great instinct as well, and a great deal of courage. It's followed by the 6 of Swords, right? Which is the removal of obstacles, the moving away from troubles, looking forward to the better times ahead. And it's followed by the 9 of Cups, which is a beautiful card. 9 of Cups is all about satisfaction, material delights, dreams come true. I'm just going to show you a card because it's so beautiful. You can see this woman is sitting right opposite a bee. And bee is all about community. Bee is all about abundance. It's the honey of life. And she's in perfect harmony with her surroundings. And all the cups are filled. So it's about fulfillment. Oh, beautiful. It's followed by the 3 of Pentacles. And 3 of Pentacles is all about skilled labor, collaboration. But it's also about maturity and experience. And that followed by the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. leads me to believe that this threshold is coming much more sooner than expected. And then you have the Seven of Cups. How beautiful, look. The Seven of Cups is all about choices, daydreaming, contemplation. It's usually described as building castles in the air, you know, castles in the clouds. But it's also about choices. So I do think that in the near future, the energy that is going to come towards you is an energy of being clearer in your choices, giving ears to what good friends have to tell you and to share with you, and to accept things a bit more light-hearted. Because with this accept valid criticism, you might not have been the ideal listener, or you might have had some resistance because of this unclear thinking. Right, let's see what else. Obviously, the Ace of Cups, which is all about unclear thinking. It's about mental prisons. It's about being stuck in the same mind frame and being blinded to whatever goes around. You have the Sun. You really needed to be strong in order to, you are going to be needed to be very strong in order to let go of these mental prisons, this blindness that still keeps you from thinking clear. And moving into calmer shores, relinquishing the obstacles, you have the Sun card. Which is all about vitality. It's all about being happy, being elated, being like a child again, being free. You have the Queen of Cups. It's about compassion. It's about emotional intelligence. It's about spiritual attunement, if you wish. You will be much more attuned to your spiritual side once you relinquish these prisons, these negative thoughts, which are all on your mind, actually. Oh, and you have the Ace of Cups. It's about healing. It's about creation. It's about a brand new beginning. A brand new beginning. After the healing comes a brand new beginning with the full cup. You have lots of cups here. Lots of cups. Lots to do with your emotional and spiritual sides. It's funny that I've mentioned that, because this threshold, being next to the Amanita card, I mean, Amanita muscaria is a mushroom that is used to get into a deeper state of or an altered state of consciousness. It's about breaking the threshold of thinking. And I do think that you have been very focused on being just, being fair, but you have been forgetting this other side of you, and I do think that your higher self is calling you to do that, to remind yourself that you are also a spiritual being having a human experience. So I do think with all the cups here and all the swords that you've been fighting in this dualism of mental versus spiritual, and you might have had an experience with a friend that was trying to warn you about that, and you just discarded the option, just considering, no, I know what's best for me, so I'm not taking your advice. But your higher self is telling you you should take this advice, and you should relinquish certain mindsets and certain mind frames in order for you to embrace these soother and calmer waters that are all about abundance and intuition. Okay, finally, and it's no wonder, it's the Ace of Swords, and it comes right next to the Ace of Cups. So it's a confirmation of what I was talking about. Ace of Swords is obviously about creative force and clarity of thought. What you were missing, you are getting. Clearer mind frame, a deeper connection with your intuition, with your own emotions, realizing that your abundance and your happiness in the material plane are a product or a byproduct of this fulfillment, of this connection to your higher self, to your spirit guides. It's a very beautiful reading, actually. Very beautiful energy. I'm very excited for you, my dear pile number 2. This is all about starting new. Starting new. Sorry, I just banged my camera. I'm sorry. Let's get some advice. Curious. This just came out on pile number 1, so if you do want to check their reading, feel free to do so. Heart of Value. Facing challenges and achieving greatness. Yes, your biggest challenge here is your mind. So you need to quiet your thoughts and embrace your intuition and allow your emotions to come through and break through the threshold that is keeping you in this very mental state. Embrace your intuition, embrace your spiritual state. This is odd. This also came out. Winds of Destiny. Moving with the wind to pursue greater possibilities. Yeah, definitely. You are moving forward. You are moving forward into a much fulfilled lifestyle. Oh, how beautiful. Herbal medicine. Healing, prophecy, and transfiguration. See, this is what I was talking to you about. Herbal medicine, the mushroom, breaking through the threshold, healing, prophesizing, transforming. Well, my dear pile number 2, I think that what's next ahead for you is a huge transformation and a huge change in the way you see yourself as a mental person and as a spiritual person. So all that's left to say is that I wish you a pleasant journey, a pleasant discovery. I'm sending you lots of love and healing. And if you did like the video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. And I hope to see you next time in another reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Witchy Magic Tarot and the beautiful Garnet. So, before we check with your tarot, we are going to get some oracle cards in order to get the sense of the energy of what is coming towards you next. If you want to know what oracle decks I'm using, you can find them down below the description, and feel free to ask any questions you might have concerning them. So, for my dear part number 3, let's get some oracle cards. Thank you. Putting that aside. My dear part number 3. What's coming next? Is that too many? Just too many, too many. Point number 3, please. Right. One more oracle. Thank you. And now let's get some tea leaves. Let's break here. This one, this green one, and this one. Okay. So let's see what you have. You have Nemetona, Sacred Space, with the following statement. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. How beautiful. You have Workaholic, throat chakra. You see how the blues marry here? So on the one hand, you have a request to connect deeper with the divine, but on the other hand, you have the workaholic card, which indicates that you might have been neglecting this spiritual side of yours. But let's see what else we have. We have ginkgo, with the keyword breakthrough. You have the mask. Oh, sorry. You also have camel. Persevere and you will overcome problems. You have cup, Oddly enough, this came out on pile 2 as well, with the keywords, you should accept valid criticism. You have love. This came out on pile number 1. And you have archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. It's funny, I mean, this deck is huge. And I've shuffled it plenty. And can you see how many cards there are here? So it's almost unbelievable that the same cards popped up from pile number 1 and pile number 2. But anyway, this is the process. Let's accept it as it is. Okay. So, for starters, we do have this dichotomy between the spiritual side and the practical side. There is a request here from your higher self to relinquish the social masks and embrace this spiritual side of yours. And I do think that this love card is much more related to the connection that you feel between yourself and the divine that hasn't been thoroughly explored or has been a bit neglected over some time now. You might think that moving away from this spiritual side of yours will allow you to become more proficient, more stable in life, more proficient in your job. But at the same time, you know within yourself that there is a new path ahead of you, which leads to more love and leads to more acceptance, which I don't think is the case right now. So for starters, I would say that the energy coming towards you is an energy of discovery, of relinquishing social facets in your life and embracing a much more divine facet in your life. Very beautiful. Okay, let's have a look at your cards. We just shuffle them again. With this camel card, persevere and you will overcome problems. I think that these problems might not even be a problem once you start embracing this new way of looking at yourself and at your own person. Once you embrace this new pathway, once you have this breakthrough with the Ginkgo cards, you will realize that being spiritual is all that you were here to do, in a sense, because denying that part of yourself will hinder you. Sorry, it's distracted. Okay, so for my dear pal number 3, what is coming towards them? What energies are coming? 1, 5. Okay, let's start. You have the World. So beautiful. You have the 2 of Cups. You have the 2 of Pentacles. you have the Sun. Love this for you. And you have the Eight of Wands. Beautiful cards, beautiful energy. Let's talk about that. So, you start off with the World cards. And the World is all about ending a cycle and having a defined goal. It's also a return to source, to this sacred space that you have been lacking in your life. See how the girl is dreaming in the space with all the moons and the stars, and she's sleeping peacefully. She's elated. She's very confident that everything is going to work out fine. I would say she's almost dreaming about a new world she's about to enter. So this new world that you are about to enter is deeply connected to this sacred space that Manetona is talking to you about. Going to power places, going to sacred places, creating your own altar, having your own devotional moments where you spend time meditating or addressing your spiritual concerns. And it's followed by the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is all about harmony, falling in love, partnership, and it's very curious because it's followed by the Two of Pentacles, which is a card of balancing, of weighing the pros and cons on situations, right? You are assessing if you should keep on being a workaholic or starting to give room and space for this unveiling of your spiritual person. And I said unveiling, and I was looking at the card of the mask. Relinquishing your masks in your daily life will definitely get you closer to this sacred space, which is also you. You are your own sacred space. And then you have the Sun card, which is about openness, success. And see how the girl here is holding the sun. And she's so happy in this card. It's a very beautiful card. Then it's followed by the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, it's about movement, it's about action, it's about swiftness. So whatever changes you are going through next, they're going to be pretty fast as far as I'm seeing. So this mindset change between work and prayer and devotion, it's going to be very quick within you. You are starting to realize that you need to invest in this part of yourself. And it's pretty balanced. You have the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, then you have the Sun and the Eight of Wands. It's moving fast, but it's going to be very fulfilling for you as well. Let's clarify this situation a bit more. My dear pawn number 3. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one, 5. Okay, let's see. You have the Empress. Beautiful. You have the Seven of Pentacles. you have the Page of Swords. Look at her face. You have the Knight of Swords. And you have the Nine of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful energy. So, let's move along with your reading. You have the Empress. The Empress is all about fertility, abundance, feminine power. So in that sense, that goes perfectly well with the World card, and also with the Workaholic card as well, because being an Empress is not just about being abundant in the material sense, but also in the emotional sense. So this battle between the mundane and the spiritual is going to be very well balanced with this Empress card, because she's going to be the epitome of utter abundance. You are going to be abundant in every sense of the word. And it's followed by the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is all about long-term planning, about perseverance, about patience, about waiting. Look at how she is waiting for the fruits to fall from the tree. She's just sitting down and waiting for time to pass, for the season to fulfill its duty, and for the fruits of her abundance to come. So in the sense that it might seem contradictory with the Eight of Wands here, which means swiftness, to have a persistence and patience card. I do think that this change is going to make its way fast, but the change itself, it's going to require a bit of time, a bit of patience, a bit of perseverance. Then we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is about quick thinking. It's about being a keen observer. Look at the owl here in the card. It's about astonishing news. So I do think that this Page of Swords is representing the way that you are switching and balancing between both worlds. You're going to be astute. You're going to be a quick thinker, and you're going to know perfectly well when to remove your masks and when to keep them on, because you will be this perseverance. Oh, I didn't even realize you have the Camelot and the Seven of Pentacles, which are basically both about perseverance and patience, and having that as an asset to overcome problems. Right. So then we have the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is about sharp intellect. It's about being skillful and clever and taking action. And so I do think that balancing your work life and your spiritual life, you will be much more assertive, in the sense that this is where my boundaries are set. So I will give an extra hour of work, but not 2 extra hours of work, because I do have other things to attend to. So you're going to be much more assertive in the way that you spend your time, flipping between both energies. Right. And finally, we have the Nine of Cups, which is obviously about satisfaction, about dreams come true, And I think that this dream come true in your case is about allowing yourself to be disciplined and to have discernment in where to show your true self and where to put on a public persona, for instance, I would say. I think that what's coming next for you is a real discovery, in the sense that you are going to set your own boundaries concerning what is your way of living in terms of survival. Okay, this is what I do. I might love my job, but I also have another side of me that I do not show that often, but which is much more colorful and much more bright. And this is the side that I still want to keep in touch with, or at least that's what advice you are being given. It's a very beautiful reading. Now I wanted to take some oracle cards in order to get you some guidance concerning this energy that is coming towards you, this new path ahead, sorry. You have the prophecy of silence. Quietly listen and your heart will give you the answer. Well, it's just, as I said before, this balance between the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, this duality between work and spiritual life is all about listening to your higher self, to your heart, as it says. Thank you. Mystery of the deep sea. Delve into uncharted territories and discover hidden treasures. Exactly. The breakthrough, uncharted territories. You are diving into your subconscious, into your intuition. You are tapping into source and realizing that fulfills you as much as your mundane life. But it's going to be so enriching for you. You are going to absorb so much out of this new perspective and out of this new way of life that you won't be able to relinquish it any longer. Beautiful, beautiful. One more card for my dear pile number 3. Oops, these are too many, so sorry. Sorry. One more card, please. Well, I don't know what's wrong with me today, but all the cards have been falling on the floor. In all 3 piles, I had to get them from the floor. Okay. So you have the Wheel of Fortune. Fortunes are always turning. Seize the opportunity to change the future. Exactly. The Archway. New opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Seize the opportunity to unveil yourself, to discover this divine, to connect to the divine. The wheels aren't always turning, but you will outcome problems, you will overcome them. And love, your self-love will increase much more as soon as you connect yourself to source, as soon as you connect yourself to the divine, as soon as you get in touch with your shadow self and your lighter self. Well, my dear pal number 3, it was a very auspicious reading. If you did like it, please send me a like, a thumbs up, share, comment, or subscribe to the channel. That's a very nice way of supporting me. And I will see you in your next reading. Bye.